The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Commander Xyloth displayed the holographic projection of Earth's primitive arsenal. Crystalline laughter echoed through the vast hall, a sound that would haunt the Krithani Empire for generations to come. Stone spears? Counselor Vexra chittered, his mandibles clicking in amusement. And you claim these humans pose a threat to our expansion? Emma Chen stood motionless in her atmospheric suit, hands clasped behind her back as the alien delegates mocked her homeworld. Beside her, Harry Morrison's jaw tightened, but he remained silent. They had been sent as Earth's first ambassadors to the stars, discovered by the Krithani scout fleet only 6 months prior. What should have been humanity's grand entrance into galactic civilization had become a circus of condescension. The species barely understands metallurgy, Xyloth continued, his tri-sectioned eyes gleaming with superiority. Their most advanced weapons rely on controlled explosions, chemical reactions, no less. Counselors, I propose immediate annexation. Their world is rich in resources, and they lack any meaningful defense. Emma finally spoke, her voice cutting through the chamber like a blade. You mistake simplicity for weakness, Commander. A dangerous error in judgment. The laughter intensified. Vexra leaned forward on his hover throne. Enlighten us. Primitive. What could your species possibly teach civilizations that have mastered quantum displacement and molecular reconstruction? We could teach you about iron, Harry said quietly. The chamber fell silent at the strange response. Iron. Xyloth's voice dripped with contempt. A common element. Abundant throughout the universe. Your species named an entire age after discovering it. How? Quaint. Emma's eyes hardened. We didn't just discover it, Commander. We understood it. We took rock from the ground, rock that had existed since our world was born, and we saw potential. While you were evolving in oceans with perfect conditions, our ancestors looked at stone and imagined tools. They looked at fire and imagined forge. They looked at iron and imagined civilization, philosophy. Vexra dismissed. Empty words. From a species facing extinction. No, Harry interjected, stepping forward. A warning from a species that earned its place in the cosmos. You see primitive weapons and assume weakness. You see stone spears and laugh. But those spears brought down creatures 10 times our size. Those controlled explosions you mock? They split atoms and touched the surface of stars. We didn't have your perfect evolution or your quantum technology handed to us by trade. Every single advancement humanity achieved, we earned through blood, ingenuity, and an absolute refusal to accept limitations. Xyloth activated another hologram, a Krithani battlecruiser, bristling with plasma cannons and shielded by quantum barriers. This is the inevitability. One of 300 ships in our fleet, each capable of glassing a planet. You have what? Chemical rockets? Kinetic weapons? Your most powerful warship wouldn't breach our shields. Emma smiled. And something in that expression made several counselors shift uncomfortably. Commander, do you know what happened during humanity's Iron Age? We went from bronze to iron, not because iron was harder, but because we learned to work with imperfection. Bronze is predictable, a perfect alloy. Iron is temperamental, filled with impurities, but we didn't discard it. We mastered it. We turned its weaknesses into strengths. We folded it, heated it, quenched it, and created steel something stronger than the sum of its parts. Your point? Xyloth asked impatiently. My point, Emma replied, is that you've never faced real adversity. Your technology evolved in a Goldilocks zone of perfect conditions. You've conquered species who surrendered after a single demonstration of force. But humanity? We've been at war with our own planet since we climbed down from the trees. Ice ages that should have killed us only made us tougher. Predators that hunted us became our prey. Diseases that ravaged our populations taught us medicine. Every disaster, every setback, every impossible challenge we adapted, we overcame, and we grew stronger. Harry pulled out a small object from his suit pocket, a piece of twisted metal, scarred and ancient. This is shrapnel from the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. We split the atom before we left our own atmosphere. We created weapons that could destroy our entire species while still using primitive combustion engines. Do you understand what that means? The chamber remained silent. It means, Emma continued, that we've always been willing to go further than rational beings should. You call it the Age of Iron, like it's an insult. We call it that because iron represented the moment we stopped accepting the world as it was and started forging it into what we needed it to be. That mindset never left us. Counselor Vexra leaned back, his amusement fading. You threaten us? No, Harry said. We're warning you. You came to Earth expecting easy prey. You saw Stone Age weapons in our museums and assumed we were still that species. But we kept those spears, those swords, those primitive tools, to remember where we came from. To remember that the species who conquered Earth with nothing but sharpened rocks didn't do it through superior technology. We did it through superior determination. Emma's voice dropped to a whisper that somehow filled the entire chamber. You want to know humanity's secret weapon, Commander? It's not our technology. It's our memory. We remember every extinction event we survived, every war we fought, every impossible odd we overcame. And we remember that when the universe tried to kill us, we looked it in the eye and said, no. Xyloth's confidence wavered. The Council will make its decision, then decide carefully, Harry said, holding up the piece of shrapnel. Because the species that turned rock into iron, iron into steel, and steel into starships, we're just getting started. You can learn to respect that, or you can learn why Earth calls it the Age of Iron the hard way. Emma and Harry turned and walked from the chamber, leaving behind a council that suddenly understood. Humanity hadn't survived their brutal world by being the strongest or the fastest. They had survived by being too stubborn to die, too creative to fail, and too determined to ever accept defeat. The Age of Iron had ended on Earth millennia ago, but in the stars, it was just beginning.